Hello everyone, and welcome to another Star Wars The Old Republic video. So after a very long time of waiting, as you guys can see here, the prices of hypercrates have finally dropped due to the new blowout sale of the disavowed packs, which were going for 55% off or something. The hypercrates did end up dropping, and as you guys can see here, they dropped at 12.6 million credits. So I went on a little bit of a spending spree here, and I decided to actually buy it up a little bit out of fear that someone else was going to snatch all these deals, because I haven't seen a hypercrate go this low in a very long time, and I know from the comments that have been coming on my videos, a lot of people are frustrated over the fact that hypercrates haven't been going for a very low price. And quite frankly, this is still a good deal. Even though I would recommend not going higher than 10.5 million, that's a really good deal though. 10.5 million is a really good deal, and you're gonna see that me get those deals later on in this video. But I actually succumbed to my own fear, and I decided, nah, I'm gonna buy them up for 12.6 mil. As many as there were, they were going for that price. And as you guys can see, I did end up buying it up. And if you guys don't know, these hypercrates have grand chance cubes in them, and if you sell those grand chance cubes, you can actually, and you sell the companion gifts and everything you get out of this pack except for the items that actually come out of the pack, you can make your money back, and then your items that you get are just things that you keep for profit, and you can hope for getting a jackpot item like an unstable arbiter's lightsaber or something. Alright, and lo and behold, this was one of the guys who was selling a ton of hypercrates, and the hypercrates had dropped as low as like 11.1 million credits on the GTN, and I was kind of beating myself over the fact that I bought a bunch for 12.6 million. However, I saw this guy, and I messaged him in game, and I said, hey look, I'll buy all of your hypercrates you have for 10.5 million each, and I'll give you a bulk deal there, right? Or give me a bulk deal there. And so I'm gonna search for him a little bit, and I find him, and I actually end up buying his hypercrates for 10.5 million credits. Excuse me, I actually end up buying his hypercrates for 10.5 million credits each, and that is an insane deal. Making a ton of profit off this, because I can make my credits back just by selling the grand chance cubes. So that is a great deal. And then these are like, well, how many of these? I think I'll end up buying 10, 11 hypercrates from this guy. So, that's already making my money back, and out of 11 hypercrates, I should be able to get an arbiter's lightsaber or something out of it that's going to give me a huge profit. I estimated, okay, so at the end of the day, I ended up racking up around 15 hypercrates, even the ones that I bought for 12.6 mil and the ones I bought from this guy. And the result was I ended up with 15 hypercrates for an average of around 11 mil each hypercrate. I averaged that because I bought some for 10.5 mil, some for 12.6 mil. As you guys see, I made a little bit of a mistake. I said, oh yeah, I'll do the trade, and then I didn't have any inventory space, but I clear up some inventory space, and I do end up making the trade. So yeah, the hypercrate prices finally dropped, and I took full advantage, and as you guys can see here, I decided to take advantage until I was completely broke. Went from like 200 million credits to around 28 million credits, and if you're wondering whether that 28 million credits stayed in my inventory, it definitely did not, because I bought 2 more hypercrates after this, because the hypercrates in the GTN had dropped to around 10.5 million as well. What ended up happening, and the reason why the hypercrates dropped this low, is because of a kind of like an underbidding war that happens. If you guys don't know, on the GTN there's a technique called undercutting, which is you see someone has put up an item that you have for sale, like the disavowed pack, for let's say 15 million. Well, then I'm going to put up mine for 14,900,000, and so if someone wants to buy that hypercrate, they're obviously going to buy it from me, and I'm only undercutting my opponent by a little bit. And so this guy and I think 2 other people were undercutting each other like crazy, and no one was buying the packs. And they undercut it to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'll snatch up every single deal I can, because I know that I can sell the grand chance cubes and make a ton of profit. I've done the math. I did a little bit of math, and I found that if best case scenario, if I didn't even get anything rare out of these packs, if I didn't get an unstable arbiter's lightsaber, or I only got a few gold mounts, I would end up making around 60 million credits in profit. If I took the safe route and I sold just the individual packs, I didn't actually even open the packs, I just sold the packs for 700,000 each, which is gonna sell definitely in a few months, right? When this pack is off the cartel market now, I'm easily gonna be able to sell the individual packs for around 700k. I would make around 60 million credits in profit. And in the worst case scenario, let's say no one buys these packs and I have to just I succumb and I have to sell it for like 500k each, 480k each pack. That's just the worst case scenario. I'd still make like 8 million, 9 million credits in profit. So really, this was insane. I've been sitting on this character with 200 million credits for I don't know how long, and I just was kind of fed up. What's the point in having these credits? I'd rather invest them. So I totally went crazy, bought these up, and I'm hoping to make a ton of credits in the future. I will probably end up opening these packs. Realistically, I will probably end up opening these packs. Because for me it's just worth it, and also because grand chance cubes are going to get more rare, but that's an issue for another video, and I will be talking about that in another video upload soon, why grand chance cubes are a great thing to buy right now. But yeah, so stay tuned for that video. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For all of you who are wondering, and also for all those people who commented in my videos saying, oh, hypercrates are so high, and I always said, you know, Harbinger server, they're going to drop. They did drop, and I also saw in the Begeron Colony the Hypercrate dropped around 15 million, but those servers don't have high populations. Harbinger just has such a crazy high population, and prices always drop so cheap on the server, and it's always a great server to be on and have your credits on so that you can catch up these deals when you find them. So yeah, I was overjoyed, I was ecstatic, I really was excited to make this video because, as you guys know, I'm a big fan of buying hypercrates off the GTN for credits. That is personally how I've amassed my fortune of like, I don't know, a billion credits or something. That's personally how I've amassed my fortune, and I love investing in other items. I love buying hypercrates. That's just the thing I enjoy doing in this game, gambling with hypercrates. So I'm probably going to end up opening all these. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of you guys were also able to catch up on these deals. There were a ton going around, and I wasn't able to snatch up every single one. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.